everybody. Welcome to Big Family Little Farm. I'm Jen. And if this is your first time joining us, thanks. And if you're a return visitor, we really appreciate your support of our little farm and our little family. Well, big family. Anyway, so I wanted to come at you today with a little bit of a holiday recipe since it's the week of Christmas. This is my grandmother's fudge. Now, legend has it that she got this off the back of a Carnation instant milk can or Carnation condensed milk can. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I'm told. But every year somebody makes it for that side of the family. So this year I decided to make it as a little surprise. So we're going to be using condensed milk, and chocolate chips. But Jen, that doesn't seem like a fudge recipe. Trust me, it is, and it's delicious and you'll love it, so just try it. This time I'll be making some variations. So I'm gonna be using 2 bags of chocolate chips. And let's see if I can point this just right. You can see back here, this is a pot of water with a metal bowl on top. If you have a double boiler, use it. I don't have a double boiler, so this is my version. Okay, now aside from the 2 bags of chocolate chips and the 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk, 1 batch is 1 bag of chips and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. Now I'm going to do some add-ins. I have here some Heath bar pieces, some semi-sweet mini M&Ms, these are peanut butter chips. They're delicious. They smell so good. Now, you could mix the peanut butter with the chocolate if you wanted to. You don't have to. You can just use the whole bag of peanut butter and make peanut butter fudge, which is what I'm going to do. So basically, I'm going to make the first batch into plain old chocolate, okay? And I'm gonna put it in this dish. The second batch, I'm gonna make half with the M&Ms and half with the Heath bars, and I'm gonna put them in these dishes. And then I'm gonna get out one more dish and I'm gonna make a third batch, which will be just the peanut butter chips and the sweetened condensed milk. But I forgot to get out that pan, so let's work on that really quickly. Of course, I can't see anything because I'm so short. So I have no idea where anything is. We're just going to use some more Pampered Chef. I do love my Pampered Chef. Y'all know that though. I don't have to tell you. In fact, the other thing that I'm going to use is the mini scraper from Pampered Chef, which takes high temperatures. So I'll be able to stir my chips and my condensed milk together. So I'm going to dump 1 whole can of sweetened condensed milk. Now you want to make sure that this is the sweetened condensed version, not evaporated milk. You will not get a good sweet fudge if you use evaporated milk. Let's just say that mistake has been made. Learn from my mistakes. I'm going to move you a little closer so you can see. I'll be right back. I'm also going to put on my mic so I don't feel like I have to yell, which is lovely. Okay, so basically what I've done is I have dumped in this the sweetened condensed milk. Now I'm going to dump the whole packet of the milk chocolate chips. And that's all of them. I'm going to set that there. And then all you do is stir. Now I'm going to grab a little, here we go, pot holder so I don't burn my hand, because I know me. And I will grab it without thinking and burn my hand. Now, you can do this in a double boiler. You can do it like I've done it. You could also do this in the microwave if you really wanted to. I personally would not. That's just because I like doing things like this. And doing it in the microwave kind of takes away from it. I don't know. It's just me. Anyway, we're going to be here a while. It's kind of like watching paint dry. So I'll bring you back when it's mostly melted. Okay. You can see that most of the chocolate chips have been melted. And really, once it gets thick like this, you have to keep stirring it or it starts to set up in spite of your heat. Now, I'm just going to take this nice hot bowl and I'm going to pour it right here. And that is all there is to fudge. At least to my grandmother's fudge that she made. Now, could I make this from scratch the real way? Absolutely, I could. But that feels like a lot of work that I don't have to do when this version is so simple and easy. Now, because I'm going to do another batch of chocolate, let me turn you back to here. You can see the boiling. Hot! I don't know why I would grab this without a pot holder. That was dumb. I'm going to take another can of sweetened condensed milk. Okay. And I'm going to dump in another bag of chocolate chips. This one, if you recall, will have mix-ins. So basically what I'm going to do is mix this all up and then split it in half into the different pans and use my spatula to mix in the flavorings, whatever it is. One of them's Heath Bar and the other is M&M's. This is really a very simple process, and I think that's probably why she did it. It wasn't that she couldn't cook. My grandmother was a pretty amazing woman. So while we watch this melt, I'm going to tell you a little about her. Woo, my hands are sticky. My grandmother raised 3 children, mostly alone. She, in a time where divorce was unheard of and single women were, that just wasn't a popular thing. She divorced her abusive husband, took her 3 children, and made it on her own. She stopped drinking and smoking cold turkey to raise her children alone. I can remember, she passed when I was fairly young, but I can remember her going everywhere with her little bag of crochet. She had a yellow car, bright yellow, if I remember correctly. And I can remember asking her why she carried her sewing with her all the time. And she said, well, it's not sewing, it's crochet. But she had arthritic hands, and this was how she kept the arthritis at bay, was crochet. Now, this many years later, I really wish, she died in 1989. And I really wish that I had sat at her feet and learned to crochet from her. No, I know how to crochet. I learned, my mom and my mother-in-law taught me. But I really wish I had that knowledge that she had. I wish I had sat and listened more. But I was young and I didn't know any better. Now I do. Anyway, this was my dad's mom. And she was just a really cool individual. And I miss her. And this is my testament to her and what I know of her. My mom and my aunt have kind of passed down this recipe, and I don't know if everybody else does it or if it's just me. Last year, I think it was, my aunt still made it, but she's not in great health now, and so I'm making it this year. I'll crack up if she shows up with some too, though. It will make me laugh because we'll have plenty of fudge just like last year. Anyway, so I'm just gonna keep stirring this. It doesn't take long once the water's boiling, and the faster it melts faster if you stir it. So this one's already almost done. And then I'm going to switch bowls to do the peanut butter so that there's no chocolate in the peanut butter fudge. Just in case you're wondering how that was going to go. Okay, now this is almost, you can still, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there are a few little lumps like that right there. That's the chip that hasn't melted yet. And the more you stir, the faster it melts. All right. Now again, I'm just going to take this over here. Nice hot. Ooh, very, very hot. And I'm going to pour it into these, except they're not prepared. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. What I'm going to do is pour it into here and then just mix in some and some. That's what I'm going to do. So we're just going to clump it all down in here. Ooh, I wish you were here. I wish I had smell-o-vision, because y'all, it smells so good. My husband's not a big fan of fudge, no matter how you make it, because it's so sweet. And I won't be able to eat much. But it's just this great reminder of a time long gone for me, you know, being young and the magic of Christmas, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to take some mini M&Ms and stir it in one side. Just kind of mash them down and get them all stirred in. And then on the other side, I'm going to mix in some Heath candy. You don't need much. Okay. Now, I have to give things a little wash, like my hands and my spatula. Let's just taste test. Want to lick? I share. Okay. Now for the last batch. Some more sweetened condensed milk. And then I'm going to use the peanut butter chips this time. Could I use peanut butter and make my own? Absolutely. Will I? No, ma'am, I will not. I will be doing it this way because it is easier and I like it. So I'm going to take the peanut butter chips, dump them right in, and stir. We'll be back with you. Okay. So now we're just going to melt the peanut butter chips in here. Just like before. You don't really have to stir constantly. It just goes a little faster if you do. And it gets super, super thick right before it's done. So it gets a little bit harder. And I've got another pan over there prepared. All right, there are just a few little lumps in it. We just keep stirring till all the lumps are gone. All right. And then we take it once again over there to the prepared pan. Oh, and we pour it in. This one's not quite as thick as the chocolate. Oop. Got it on the side. I guess I'm glad the parchment paper goes all the way up. All right. Now, you can do any add-ins that you want on this. Let's give it a taste test. So good. You can do any add-ins you want. You could mix the peanut butter with the chocolate chips and have peanut butter chocolate fudge. When I was a little girl, my mom used to put raisins in the fudge, and I liked that. You could, there's a lot you could do. You could put dried fruit in it. It'd be delicious with some dried cranberries, raisins. I know I like it that way. The sky's the limit with this stuff, right? You could do a lot of things, and just like before, I'll take this recipe and I'll put it in my blog, on my blog. That makes more sense, on my blog. And by the time this video comes out, I will either be on vacation or just recently back from vacation. And so pretty soon you will see a vacation vlog. Don't expect too much because our vacation, we intend to rest, and resting is important. So from our farmhouse to wherever it is you call home, thanks so much for joining us, and have a very Merry Christmas. Bye, everybody.